So, you think you can do hair? Then join us every Monday at 12 o'clock on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel. What are you waiting for? What's happening? What's happening, good people? How are you guys doing out there? Y'all know who it is, right? It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha, right? AKA Key Lolo, coming to you live and direct from the Reverse Design Team in cold Cleveland, Ohio.
What?
Man, listen, it's like 72 degrees, and everybody is like, we have jackets on. It was cold yesterday. I'm just like, I do not get this weather, but inty hoot. What's happening over in sunny San Diego?
Fans. Air
Uh,
conditioning.
Anyhow, that's not what's happening in Cleveland. But if you are one of those people,
No. Y'all got it going on. Believe me, we'll take y'all's weather.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer the beach, but and I don't know, we can't even get into our lakes because of pollution. It's always some type of a hazard alert. I don't know. That's why I go and I travel. But back in the day, we used to go down to Edgewater, Mentor, all these nice beaches that now, you can't go Ponderson Park. But anyhow, that's how it is when you in the hood, you know what I'm saying? You got to get out there, go drive somewhere, go out to Putin Bay or something like that. So we are on our 17th episode of So You Think You Can Do Hair? This is a podcast platform with content that is specifically for barbering, cosmetology, nail tech, aesthetics, natural hair students, the faculty, and of course, school owners. So if this is your first time here, welcome. We have a wonderful 17th episode. It's all about what to do on slow days when working in a barbershop or a hair salon. What's up, Theo? We see you in the chat. How you doing? Welcome. So this is one of my favorite, because as a entrepreneur, one thing I can say about being an entrepreneur, business person, is I love a good challenge. And if you are going to enter the world of hair, nails, and skin, be it you're going to work with, for, or on your own, trust and believe you are going to have some challenges. So we're going to start off with the real challenges that you're going to face. Cheryl is going to walk us through those real challenges that lead up to why you can have those slow days of spinning in the chair in the hair salon, and you're on social media, or you're wanting somebody to do your hair because you have no customers, that kind of thing. So we're going to talk about, what leads up to that. And then, of course, we're going to go ahead and address what you can do when that happens, because you'll learn. I don't want to do a buzzkill, but I think this is a really good topic because a lot of times we have these visions of grandeur, right, Cheryl?
Yes.
When I leave barber school, I'm gonna be out here. When I get my license, I'm gonna be a colorist and I'm gonna do braiding hair. I got my lock customers. I've got all my little techniques, and man, and you just sitting there and it's like, kick it.
Yeah, it's real.
It's real. So having no customers is definitely a lived experience in the world of hair. So you guys are going to be in for a royal treat to understand how do you get there. And that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to take you guys right into what to do when you actually have those days. Because Mama said there'll be days like this, right, Cheryl?
Yo,
Yo, so let's hop right into it. What's up, Eileen, all the way from South Carolina? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And remember, if you guys are watching this post live, give us your scenario or scenarios of what you're doing to really keep those days busy, but you just can't seem to make it happen. Because that's the number one reason people leave the industry. They just can't get no customers. So let's hop right into it. So let's just start off. Number one, Cheryl. Uh, what leads up to a cosmetologist and a nail tech? People in our industry. What are some of the common culprits to why people just or businesses don't have customers? So let's start there, and then we're gonna get into what they can do. All right, we're gonna pick this apart. And again, drop your questions in the chat. Welcome as the platform is building. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
One, I do think that when we talk about this many times, but let's just focus in on our confusion between branding, marketing, promotion, publicity, and advertising. I think that we have a genuine misconception of what those things are and how we use them while we're in school, getting ready to graduate, and then plop, we're in a salon. So what happens now? Right?
So I'm gonna give your statement an acronym. We got some brand problems, not damn problems, but we got some brand problems.
Right.
And the brand problems are branding, advertising, marketing, and promotions. BRAM, branding, advertising, promotions, and marketing. Okay, so we got a problem here. All right. So let's start with, why do you identify, first of all, why are these the problems that lead up to, I ain't got no customers today? I mean, I'm on social media. I don't get it, Cheryl.
Okay.
Why those four?
Why branding? Okay, well, when you don't have a brand when you first come out of school, which is understandable. So everybody's not judging any newbie on that regard, because branding is an identity in terms of you have identified for like 9 months as a student, right? And so to shed that skin, you don't have a lot of momentum on that. But one of the things that you can do, you do have a clientele while you're in beauty school. You just leave it at the beauty school. You do. You have a clientele when you're in beauty school. You have people.
But don't those customers belong to the school? I mean, they're there because I'm just remembering back on. I know it's been a long time since I've been in school, y'all, but I do recall the reality that a lot of people would go to beauty schools. Number one, it was close, and number two, it was affordable. So wouldn't you say, I'm just keeping it 100, Cheryl, that those customers belong to the school?
But I really wasn't suggesting that you steal them. I'm not saying that, because they are there for two reasons. Because you have to remember, every customer, if you have done such a good job, they already know that they're maybe on fixed income, they're elderly. There's a reason why they're going to the beauty school, and they should. And they always should patronize the beauty school, because that's where people learn. But they have mothers, sisters, family members, friends. They have other people who are usually salon oriented, and they could give you a chance. They could be on a fixed budget. They'll say, baby, I'll come to you every now and then, but I know you got to make a living. So you do you, and I'll send you some referrals, and because I do like the way you do my hair, blase, blase. You just can't look at it monolithic. Right?
Okay. That's one dimension. Like, oh, this client belongs to the school, or this customer belongs to the school. You got to broaden your horizons and say,
Right.
yeah, but they have tentacles of, you know,
They
so
got
to
all
speak,
right. They got
of
all
access
right.
to make references. Oh,
Right.
okay, that's why I like Cheryl. Cheryl always be, you come out the gate real hard. So
And then also, if you could change your mindset, because you don't ever leave school. Okay. Don't ever leave school because you're going to the store. See, we think when we're out of school, all of a sudden we become another person. No, you can begin to get clients then. We think because we're in school and we haven't graduated, that's when we start. No, you start advertising yourself at the point when you go to school. But we don't think like that because we say, I'm a student. So we just don't think about the future after. We concentrate and we zero focus in on the education, which you should. But that's only 9 months out of your life. You're going to be a professional for 30 years.
right,
So
right,
you might
right, right.
well think, okay, I'm in beauty school right now and I specialize and I like to do this. And I really would appreciate, I will, if I can get your email and answer some questions that you might, it doesn't necessarily have to be just a field hand.
Now, at what point would a student begin to craft, their, their verbiage
Mhm.
to ask to support me? Because one of the things, I'm just being honest, students. Now I know y'all can like, come on, Kilo, don't be hard on us. I would say they're the weakest point for a lot of students, graduates at that point. Once you graduate and you pass the state board and you enter the professional world, is they really struggle with communication.
Mhm.
So you say have this conversation, but they're not a good talker. Maybe they are a good talker, but the words, they trip over the words. So, can we just kind of back it up a little bit and help that student with what would they be saying to that customer who can't afford, or maybe they don't live near where they're going. Like, I would follow you, but you know what?
Mhm.
That's going to be a little bit too far. You know what I'm saying? So, what would that conversation be like, or what type of things can they do to help with their conversation, vernacular, etiquette, all those fancy words, and communicating?
Mhm. I mean, and like you said, we understand because we weren't, fully developed when we were in school. We weren't finished people, right? But one of the things that I did get was supreme selling skills, right? And when you sell and you're forced to sell, and you can take your instructor, right? You can take your instructor to the side and say, I'm struggling with, what questioning, good morning, how are you, calling them by their first name, turning their chair around. All of that is muscle memory. So I would completely encourage, I think this is more of an instructor judgment than it is a student judgment. I think
Mm.
that instructors also have to give instruct their social part because business is social, right?
Yeah, because I know, like, when they leave the cosmetology, the schools and stuff, and they come into a hair salon, their communication skills. I'm not knocking y'all instructors. I'm just saying, and I visited cosmetology schools. I do lots of presentations at barber schools and cosmetology schools. And they, in school, a lot of the focus is really on gaining the skills, but the weak, like I said, I'm not putting you guys down, but that communication is just, it's like pulling teeth. Like when we're trained, when you guys come into the salon or the barbershop and we put you with the customer, they're just going to do the work. They have very little conversation or engagement. And this is kind of while I'm kind of harping on this a lot because I own the business where you guys are going to come in too. And I see where you guys are struggling the most. And I find that to be an impediment. But again, before Cheryl get to that second point, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button as we are on our 17th episode of what to do on slow days when working in a barbershop and a hair salon. And right now, we are talking about BAMP problems that has the solutions built in. And BAMP, I just made that acronym up, stands for branding, advertising, marketing, and promotions. These are the problems that lead to that, but they're also the same solutions. And right now, Cheryl is talking about because you don't have a brand, this is where the problem can start. But again, it's also a solution. And we right now are discussing, but communicating that brand. And so Cheryl, so take it away with, like you said, they got to talk, but I don't know how to. I don't know that the instructors really work. I'm just saying, instructors, y'all got to work on that. I'm just saying. Yeah.
I'm. You know what? I have not thought about it quite like that, Ladosha. I'll be honest with you, but now that I think about it, you know how when they say "fake it till you make it."
Okay.
And sometimes it is very easy to fake your mentor or your instructor or somebody's personality until you get your own. And I can actually say, instructors, I don't remember one instructor I enjoyed. Even coming back to, it's almost like a very cold. Yeah, I think that is a very good observation.
Yeah,
I mean, like it's almost like, you know how when, and I'll say this, I enjoyed how when former Senator Shirley Smith took us to Capitol Hill in her state in Columbus, right? And we were in. I enjoyed her colleagues actually kind of like, it's almost like you're returning home, right?
Right.
Because they're colleagues. I don't remember ever going back to my beauty school and having that kind of rapport. And maybe it's a part and parcel of a culture from the board all the way down. But that's an extremely important point that we don't talk about.
Right, and instructors and school owners, we definitely, Cheryl and I, we definitely understand that the student has to have the initiative, and that you guys can only do so much. What I'm talking about is I see a lot of students falling through the cracks. So a student can be doing everything right and is definitely prepared and more than likely will pass the exam. But when they enter the world of work, they're still, very, very, very green. And I know that there was some missed opportunities, in cosmetology, in school.
Yeah, because even when you start, I don't remember an instructor telling me when you say the client comes, "Good morning, how are you? And come over here, Miss Alice. Now tell me what happened last week. Was it a very good? What did we do? What did you like?
Yeah, it's more getting you ready for state board. And so students, part of that
for the profession.
Right.
Ready for state board and not ready for the profession.
Right. And one of the biggest arguments, you and I, we've been up to every capital except the letters. No, I'm just kidding. Really vying and competing and begging and pleading for more hours is that you, the instructors and school owners, are always saying we only have X amount of hours in whatever state you're in, and you can't only do but so much. And so we get that. But remember, and the BAMP problems are also the BAMP solutions. So branding, a part of that branding, what Cheryl is saying, is communicating, and instructors and school owners somehow, some way, while you are in those schools with those students. I know you only have so many hours. You got to,
Key low, low, key low,
squeeze
low.
in some branding, in the conversation with those
Right.
students. You know what I'm saying?
Key
All
Lola.
right, go ahead.
Key Lola. How much time does it take to have
I,
your students say good morning?
I mean, they could be saying it. I'm talking about the students that are falling through the cracks. I think the students that the squeaky wheel would get the attention. But I know that instructors and school owners are saying that, some students are not taking the initiative. Some students are just there, they're kind of straddling the fence, they're not applying themselves. And what I'm saying is, you're getting their grant money, to pay your salary. So go the extra mile so that they don't fall. Because those are the people.
I just don't think that we talk about it.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
I think it is as simple as that. I
yeah.
don't think it takes extra hours. I don't think it takes any extra time. I don't think that instructors really have thought about chair manners.
Yeah, and stopping those students that are not the squeaky wheel from falling from the cracks, you just go the extra mile, because that's what this podcast is all about. And so we want those students. You might be watching this and you're like, you're going to need a little extra help, because we're going to give you some solutions on what to do. But right now, we're telling you the BAMP problems right now are branding, advertising, marketing, and promotions. But those are also the solutions. So next one is advertising. So, Cheryl, what is it about advertising that they're not doing that leads up to, I ain't got no people in my chair today? You know what I'm saying?
At this level, advertising is probably not the thing at this point, but it's promotion. Okay. Promotion is to get.
Oh, wait, that's the last one. Hold on, because we're going BAMP. So you said wait on the advertising. Don't spend money. So right now, if you're in school, Cheryl said that's the problem, is that it's the advertising. But now is not the time to spend your money, your tip money, in paying for those ads and those hot cars. She says don't pay for that just yet. Next would be marketing.
Right.
That's it. That's in the acronym BAMP. Because I just made that up. I just made that up.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And marketing is finding a particular group. Right.
Oh, I like that. What's up, Dewey? How you doing? What's up, Instagram? We see you guys in the chat. Right. Again, drop your questions in the chat if you have any. But this is a good one. Wow. Okay.
Okay. So think of marketing as you deciding to go to gyms and leave your card on the board, right? Or partner with a convalescent home, or partner with a church group, right? Or a book club. That's marketing, because you're zeroing in on, right? You're just zeroing in on a market, right? So marketing is like, I want vegetables. So where would I go? Farmer's market. That's marketing. Because you're making your demographic and your focus very small. You're zeroing in on it. Really small. Okay. And that is, but people confuse, and I know you guys get confused about what's marketing. Marketing is, they think it's everything. No, branding is identity. Marketing is finding your market. If I wanted a steak, I wouldn't go to a farmer's market. That's bad marketing. And if I had steaks, I wouldn't get a booth at a farmer's market. Okay. Bad market. Okay. So you want to go to the closest proximity of your ideal customer. So if you want to focus on color, right? And you want to, you cover gray. Well, your customer is not going to be 15.
Okay, but here's the thing, Cheryl. You're saying we got to go to these places, right? But I don't want to seem like I'm begging. Ain't that right, students?
Oh,
It's just that sometimes it's like I'm kind of nervous. I don't want to seem thirsty out here. I
well,
gotta,
here,
I'm
right,
kind of struggling. I'm just saying. I don't want to. So
okay.
help
So let
those
me ask you a
students
question.
out.
Right. So let me ask you a question. Your house is on fire. Who would you call?
The fire department.
Okay. So you do know how to beg, right?
Right.
There is a personal fear about communicating with people because you have to remember on the other side of your begging, what is the customer needing? They're needing you. So you have to make sure you go in and have a conversation and you can open it with questions.
Hmm.
You don't
But,
necessarily you're not necessarily going, out on a limb by yourself. Customers need you. Customers need service providers.
hmm.
And that is that communication that Kilolo was talking about that you have to get comfortable doing so you can understand that there is an equal give and take here. You're not, and you may say a no because somebody they may have, as they would say, a church home.
Right.
They may have a hairstylist already, but they know somebody who don't, or what the case. You can't go into it with all of these preconceived notions. You have
Hmm.
to be open and have give your prospect a chance to pick you because you're good. You
Hmm.
offer it. I mean, and it takes getting used to. And I know that when, we talk about it at the Afro Hair Science Summit, we don't talk about it like it's hard. And so we create because you basically, and what is really unbelievable about this particular element is that we all like it when it happens to us. You know what I mean? We all
Right.
like it when it happens to us. We all like great customer service. We all like this conversation. We all like to say good morning. We all go to the corner bodega and just to run in to get something when someone is so talkative and give you eye contact. It just makes us feel so much more comfortable, right?
Right. Right. Right.
And so we are, already prone to it. It's just that we may need a little more kind of chair side manners and sell your business. But that is marketing. But promotion is so much more easier, it's less expensive, right?
Right.
And let me just say this, even the advertising on social media advertising is so much more cheaper than running a bunch of $200 for flyers and trying to put them on every car, right?
Right. Okay.
It's so
But
much.
I think the whole going to the place, like you said, and putting up stuff, I don't see a lot of that. I know I interviewed a gentleman who had, I think it was 60 years in barbering, and he was telling me that he would stand outside the barbershop and he would literally nod and greet and wave to people as they were driving past. And this would get him a lot of customers. Is which would that be branding? Would that be marketing? Would that be promotions? What would that type of action? Would that be?
Ready?
Yeah, which one? Which one would that fall under?
It's another P. What we
Oh, that's promotions. Really?
no, it's
No.
it's another P.
Oh, it's another P. All
So,
right.
so you're gonna have two P's to
Okay.
just to make your acronym.
All
It's
right. Here we go.
it's called public relations.
Huh.
It's called public relations. He was relatable. And they just said, oh my God, he's smiling at us and waving. that happens to us so least in the world that when someone does it, it's like, hi. I mean, people are just not used to being spoken to.
Wow.
Right? It reminds me when young people are walking in the street and they're on their phone, or
Right.
young people are doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and I stop them. And in the moment I do that, they go like this. And I say, you're too pretty to be walking across the street and not paying attention.
Hmm.
And they'll go, oh my God, you're right. Because I said it, I gave them a criticism, but I said it in a way that shocks the system because you're not used to it. That's public relations because you're reaching in, and all he did, and most people will say, well, that was nice. And oxytocin, that is actually, when we're talking about all of these things, it's oxytocin. So when you see a good deed, it makes you want to do a good deed. So let's say you're at the toll, and somebody says, you know what, pay for two, and the guy in back of me. And so they feel almost like, oh, wow, okay, well, I want to do that.
Right.
And they do it, and they do it, and they keep passing it on and
Yeah.
passing it.
To pay it forward. Yes.
Yeah,
To pay it.
that's public relations. And all he gave you was a wave.
Right. But see, I mean, I'm not saying now these responses that I'm giving, I don't want you guys to think that this is how students are in school. I'm giving the scenario of what I would say is the average student. So the average student would be like, yeah, I ain't standing outside, I don't know about that. Sure, I ain't standing outside trying to get no customers.
Well, you know how my dad said he hired one of the how he hired one of the guys to be in his barbershop, and he said he was one of his best barbers.
Mm.
He said because he would take everybody's groceries to the car. Man, them customers was like, bam, bam, bam. Yeah, take my number, take me. People are not used to being helped. We just, and they remember. And what the great master mentor Maya Angelou said, people don't remember what you did. People don't remember what you said. They remember how you made them feel. That is one of the best. So the barber would stand out and say, ma'am, can I take your groceries to the car? And all of a sudden, and I'm a barber, you can bring your son and blah, 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 blah. That's how he built his business.
Mm.
And that is what you call public relations.
Mm.
Right? And it's just so much more interesting. But you don't realize that when you do something out of your comfort zone, that's actually probably the very thing that's going to build your business.
Wow.
Most likely.
Wow, that's very, very, very interesting. Again, we are on our 17th episode of So You Think You Could Do Hair, and today we are talking about what to do on slow days when working in a barbershop or hair salon. And we've just impromptu, I've created an acronym, and it's called BAMP. Problems are also the BAMP solutions. And the acronym BAMP stands for, again, it's going to be branding, advertising, marketing, promotions, and Cheryl just added public relations. So if you don't have these things going, and there's a time when you should add these things, like Cheryl said, advertising right now in school is not the time. You can do social media because it's affordable, but she said just wait, hold your horses and work on your branding, your marketing, your promotions, and now your public relations. And if you are in school and you're just not really applying yourselves, we want you to take that initiative. And instructors and school owners, Cheryl and I, we're asking you, pay attention to the outlier in the class. Pay attention to the student that seems to be going along with the go along, but they're not really making great strides, and pull them aside, as Cheryl says, work with them on those communication skills and etiquette in front of the chair while they are in school. And as a salon owner, I appreciate you, Cheryl, for saying that, because when they come to the hair salon, you know, training them, I know it's an investment, you know, for a salon owner to pour into a new person, but, you know, y'all got to do a little bit better job at getting them ready for us, because, man, they come in these salons and they too green. I don't know any barbershop owners or you know, nail salon and skincare spa owners. If you feel me, you know, drop your comments in the chat. But I personally feel like they're coming out way too green for that amount of money that they've spent. And when I visit schools, I see a lot of playing around. When I go, I'm like, Dad, y'all kind of playing around too much. When I was in Africa, it was a little bit different, you know. I mean, you know, in America, they outside smoking and all that, and they on breaks, they lollygagging. You smell all kind of funny things. And in Africa, you're not gonna be taking no smoke breaks, you know. Anywho, that's just me. So we've got the BAMP, you know, problems that leads up to why they don't have customers in the chair. Like, I'm in the hair salon, let me move my camera around. And I ain't got no customers, Cheryl. I mean, damn, you know. So now I got the BAMP, you know, problems, you know. So how can I own a hair salon.
Right.
Just saying, I ain't got no hairstylist up in here. I done paid for all. Look at this beautiful salon. Let me swing the camera this way, Cheryl. I ain't got no people in here. So what can they do, Cheryl? What can they do with those solutions? So here they go. They are. What's up, Instagram? I see you guys. Y'all keep rocking out. I see you, Shanice. What's happening? And Kia Rux, what's happening? What's happening? They say, what can they do? Instagram is like, hurry up.
What?
We in the chat like, come on, what we ain't got no.
And let me just say this. It all begins especially asking yourself, what do you do? Personally, I had a specialty, right? And so, and two, I'm naturally inquisitive, right? I like to get people talking. And what are people's favorite subject? What's your favorite subject, Kilolo? What's
me? Y'all know Kilolo, because I'm ghetto, fabulous. Money makes the world go round, so let's handle this. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, I'm like, hey, what's your zodiac sign? Moi? So I like talking about
I thought
me.
you never asked.
I thought I was just wait. I mean, dude, you got a minute or two,
right?
hour, you know.
So
okay.
There you go. So if people are their favorite subjects, there is a little survey you can put on private groups, salon groups. And one of the things that is, and most people think social media is posting. Actually, it's very good for research.
Really?
Excellent. Because social media goes by zip code, goes by area. It goes by 5 miles to 10 miles to 20 miles to 30 miles to 50 miles to 100 miles, right? And most of the metrics in your algorithm, right? And you can even get algorithm mapping, right? And so you'll know what is in your area, right? Then you find out where there's a college campus, right? There, and then match it to your skill.
Okay, we got Vaughn the beautician in the chat. What's happening, Vaughn? This one's for you. Remember, this one is for you. What to do on slow days. So now let me just back it on up. So you said kind of first You
Go
can
in,
go
right?
in, use the, okay, get your metrics and everything, and
Mhm.
then you're gonna kind of match it up, right?
Right. And then you'll match up with some of the, let's say, Facebook groups. There's always not Facebook pages, groups, because those you, well, let me just say this. You want to get a group because it's coalescing at least 5 to 1,000 people already. Talk to them, give them, make you a survey. Because one of the things that people think all smart people, all special people, all smart people, all people who stand out, they do one thing to make people feel that they're listening and they're concerned about people. And they do what? What's that one thing they do? Let's say, in fact, let's practice now. And if we were talking, right, and talking together, and the moment I asked you, and you said, I says, we're talking, the moment I ask you a question about what you just said to me is an indication that I listened.
Right.
Okay. So, well, where are you from? You sound like you're from blah 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 blah. Oh no. The moment you get them to buy into your answers, you are then can steer them to your final deliverable or your final directive. You know, I am on such and such a street. I'm a hairstylist, and I say it. I'm new, and I would love to give you and to do your hair, blah 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 blah. Remember, what did Andre Walker? He sent flowers to Oprah. He's asked her. He called her. He called her. He called her. He asked her questions, and he says, "If you would give me a try." And so those things, and we all know who Andre Walker is, like a household name because he did one woman's hair. One, just one. And so it's a very easy thing to do once you start making people feel important by asking them a question, right? And so, there's always something special. Oh, hi. Oh, your little girl's hair is really nice. Do you do her hair? Oh, girl, I wish I would have somebody to do that. Well, I specialize in little girls' hair. Take my card, and I would love your email to email you some information on just some of the things I do. Boom, you got their email. Everybody's got an email, everybody's got a QR code, everybody's got, and then you can find out locally where people coalesce on social media. You can really do some good research. Don't use social media just for posting.
All right. Now, Instagram is like, okay, that was a real good answer. I think Vaughn, beautician, Dewey, I don't know if you're still in the chat, but that's some really sound, good advice. And as you were talking, I was just, kind of, summing it up. And so basically, what you're saying is we have to connect, or your students, you have to connect as an outlier. I think what happens is a lot of times when you leave school, you do the status quo. But if you replay this live and you listen to what Cheryl just said, in essence, what she's saying is connect as an outlier. And an outlier is someone who's just totally different from everybody else, using your authentic passion to engage. So love what you do and do what you love. You gotta let loose and let them feel that this is what you want to do. And I know what you're saying is true, because what I do whenever someone calls and say, I say, thank you for choosing the Reverence Design Team Hair Salon. This is Ladosha. How may I help you? And I said, yes, my name is Cheryl. They usually go, I'm natural. I've been natural for 10 years. And I don't know what to do with my hair. I'm looking for a hairstyle that lasts. The next thing I always say is, thank you so much for calling. Number one, how did you hear about the RDT Hair Salon? That's the first thing I want to know. And they're going to tell me how. Oh, I was on Google. Well, thank you so much for choosing the Reverence Design Team Hair Salon. We're excited to be able to take care of you and your hair. And we thank you so much for calling us. And that just blows them away. Then they
Oh,
I'm telling you guys, be that outlier because they're not expecting the love, the excitement in your voice, or that you are excited for them. It's going to justify your price. When you do that, they don't even question if you're new. It won't come up because, like Cheryl just said, the key word is that you guys got to connect with these people. Your raw talent is not going to get it. And if Andre Walker did that with Oprah, bought flowers, you can do that. And but you're going to be an outlier. You're going to look funny. I'm going to tell you right now. And it blows them. It literally takes their breath away. They're like, oh,
yeah,
wow.
you start asking yourself, like, who is this person? Like, because they are recognizing that they're interacting with you in a way that is not natural or normal or typical of a salon. And guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who's listening on Instagram or no matter what, you're not typical. So stop acting.
Right, 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 right,
Stop
right,
acting.
right, right.
Act
Yeah.
like act like act like the money you want in your pocket.
Mm.
If you want exceptional money, you got to be exceptional. Period. At the end of the day.
I gotta write that down. Act like the money you want in your pocket. Y'all hear that, Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay, are you guys rocking with this? And I'm going to take this banner down and I'm going to type another one. Like you said, sure, act like the money you want in your pocket. Because I think a lot of times people are they're trying to, finesse and sass and pray, and hope, and post their way into not having a slow day. But that's not going to save you. You have to act like the money you want in your chair.
And slow days are, very important because those are the days where you're going to be able to have the moments to invest because once you get busy, and you will be busy, right? Though you won't, those will be the days that you'll miss. Those will
Mm-hmm.
be the days that you'll say, wow, I remember when I was in the solitude of my chair, just me and my chair. And that was when it pulled the most creativity and the most creative thinking and juices out of you. And once you get busy, you're gonna then, I guarantee you're gonna get so busy that you're gonna desire to be unbusy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Once that happens, you're going to understand, okay, I want to take this to the next level. And you're going to want, and you always need, I call it the Gucci moment. Everybody needs a Gucci moment where you have to tear down the whole thing. And then you're excited to do something new again. And there goes that real creative juice again. It's cyclic, it's a cycle. And so just be in your space, be where you are, okay? Because you're not going to get this moment again once you get the momentum and you go down, and then your career is going to turn into, once you start doing it for 7 to 8 years, it's going to turn into a whole nother monster.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, hey, I never thought I would live the day to say we got too many clients and not enough stylists. So what they call that a good problem. I don't know that that's a good problem, but you will have those days provided. Let me put our little acronym back up. Provided. Okay, now remember, act like the money you want. All right. Provided you understand that the BAMP problems are also the BAMP solutions. Mm-hmm. And BAMP, again, is the acronym for branding, advertising, marketing, promotions, and she said, add another P, public relations, what you do personally to make yourself stick out via what we say, connect using your passion. Don't be afraid to let it ooze and thank you. You know, I thank them. I know whenever I finish a customer's hair, every time. I don't care if I've been in business for 25 years, and I don't care if they've been with me for 25 years. You know what I say to them? Thank you so much for allowing me to take care of your hair today, because
Yes,
you know what? They may not be there tomorrow.
absolutely.
Your customers do die on you, trust me, and you may have to prepare them, for their last days. I never thought I'd be doing that, but that's a whole nother podcast. So you have to connect as an outlier. I think, Cheryl, your advice has been well taken. I believe Instagram is definitely impressed with the information that you have shared with us. And so I just want to ask you, I asked you at the beginning, but I think you kind of missed it. If I could ask you again before we wrap this up, how did you identify, or what makes you come up with the BAMP as the reason why uh, your days look like this? Sometimes like.
Yeah, it was my time in New York City. It was growing up with Mr. Morrow. It was growing up with business people who taught me that the salon business is different from your beauty school education. Your license is not the same thing as your professional behavior. And so once you want to build a business.
Because it sounds like what you're saying is, and I don't know, help me, I know I might be saying this wrong, but y'all know Kilo I'm from the hood, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take it back. You know what I'm saying? I can go there, but then y'all know I gotta swing back around. So, but it sounds like what you're saying is you have to be really deliberate. You have to be really intentional and on purpose. And that being successful and having take advantage of those slow days. And we're going to talk about that right quick before we wrap up. But those slow days is based off of how bad do you really want it. And you can't just be on the whim. You got to wake up and you got to be really deliberate in writing out that acronym. You got to fill in the blanks of the BAMP. You can't just wish it and hope it, because I know I talk to a lot of people and they talk about I ain't got no customers. And when I don't use the acronym, I wouldn't say I do it. I finessed it and have come to the same conclusions that you just shared with us today. But when I do give advice, I'm oftentimes giving back. I'm not putting on no airs. I'm not putting on no monkey suit to try to get no money. Now I get that. Yeah. So I hear people snap back at me and say, I'm not doing you. That's what you do. You always thank you. I appreciate you. I'm not doing that.
Well, the only backlash to not doing it is looking at what you have and what you experience and how you live your life. And then you're going to sit back and envy it and covet it and want it. That's what you're going to do. You're going to see my happy. You're going to see my success. You're going to see my customers happy. So you are, if you want something you've never had, you got to do something you've never done. It's as simple as that. And so just make sure that whatever it is that you want to experience has to be proportional to what you're willing to give. If you don't like what you're getting, change what you're giving.
You have a question in the chat. Is every day going to be slow when you're getting back into the field?
Slow is not slow. I don't want you to talk about slow in proximity of not being busy. Right? I know when we say slow, we mean lack of being busy. Because when you have the opportunity I guess you have the same opportunity, but you have the same opportunity to plan your exit and plan your entrance, how you come in to on stage and how you leave on stage. And so when you are coming back, you have the opportunity to have some sense of income or revenue to be able to give your nerves a break until you start panicking. So you have a planning window, right? And in that planning window, you have to be what the word Kilolo just used is, you know, strategic or deliberate. That's the word she used. And
Mm-hmm.
so when you're deliberate, when you are coming in, one client, let's just say, well, how many clients do you want? So you can evaporate even the question of being slow. How many clients? Because let me tell you something. Getting a shitload of clients when you are not used to doing it every day, and now you're back in the field, you got to get your feet. Because when you stand up all day and you ain't used to standing up all day in a period of time, then it becomes a curse. But I will say, slow and steady is so much more sustainable in a career that takes a lot of physicality. Hairstyling is physical, okay, and it's taxing on your mental, because you're holding conversation, you're holding space for other people, you're taking care of them, and then you're technically doing something. So it's very taxing. And so I don't see slow as more of an issue as more time to plan. So slow is kind of better. It's more sustainable in a way, and I don't think that we should not use the word. I don't think we should use slow for as a bad word. And does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. But I have a book that I would recommend, and because I know I think what's happening in the chat is that people are looking for some step by step of like what to do, because remember now, you have to be, and the word again I'm going to use is, you have to be extremely deliberate. You cannot sit and think and wish and pray and not have action steps. So here's a book I'm going to share with you, and I use this book, and I'm telling you guys, I will give you my word that if you use this book, it will give you step by step instructions on being deliberate in using the BAMP system that Cheryl just talked about. The BAMP solutions, the BAMP problems also have the BAMP solutions. And again, BAMP is the acronym for branding, advertising, marketing, promotions, and public relations. Now, you want to use some action steps. John Roberts owns he owns quite a few hair salons in throughout Ohio. Okay, he wrote a book called Secret Service. I have this book, and he is a hairstylist. He owns a hair salon, and he's giving you step by step of what to do. For example, he would say you have a cape, a color of cape, for your new clients, and the color capes for your regular clients. He also talks about having that circle, like Cheryl said. You're in school. You guys are in school, so you have that customer in front of you. That customer knows 5 people, so he gives you ideals. And Cheryl talked about that communication. This is a very succinct and detail-oriented book for people who are, it's definitely, if you're already licensed, you're good, you can definitely use it. But find the beautician. This book is worth the investment. I don't think the book costs $20. I highly doubt it. And again, it's called Secret Service, and it's by John Roberts. Check out his salon. He's an Aveda Concept Salon. He's an awesome businessman, and so that is the book that I would recommend, Cheryl. It's Secret Service.
And make sure that you understand one thing. People, when they use the word slow, they connect it with, the lack of not having enough money to pay their bills. And I get it. It becomes a different kind of question. But a student and a person who has in the industry that has left the industry, there are windows to create Busy is only a built up momentum, as Ladosha would understand. Slow just means that no one, you know, you haven't gotten enough energy and momentum on people calling you. But once that particular happens, and let me just say this, I'll be honest, and when you approach it like, okay, tell me what to do, and just like the book that she's suggesting, these are things that you still have to perform in order to get the momentum of the actual weekly money that you want to make. It's still not about what do you do. In terms of, these are techniques that still you have to do in a way that is fitting your skill set, the hours you want to work, the days that you want to work, the amount of money that you need. It still requires you to really do a lot of deliberate planning before you physically go do a a flyer campaign, a promotion campaign, a public relations campaign. And so that is basically makes the steps so much more useful. Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
When you go out, when we have a new page, right? Let's say a Facebook or a Facebook page or a YouTube page, a YouTube channel. People always look at how many followers you have. They always, this is a culture that wants to already come to the club with 1,500 people in it. They don't ever want to be the first 2 or first 5 or first 10 or first 20. You know what I mean? The point that I'm trying to make, what word did Facebook give us? Let's just, what word did they give us to get new people?
Follow.
No.
Subscribe.
Okay, yeah. But the most important word here, if I can say anything to our guest, is invite. Invite.
Okay.
You received an invite. And people, when they get invited in, they usually say, "Oh, thank you for the invite," and then they'll click confirm, right?
Right.
So it's just another way of doing your public relations. And maybe public relations does come before promotion. You know what I
Right.
mean? It
Right.
may, and it definitely comes before advertising, because it doesn't cost you anything. And
All
so,
right. Okay. All right, guys. This was very powerful. I mean, this could almost be a part two because it was just
yeah,
that good. So we appreciate all of the questions, and we hope that we have been very helpful to the students and anybody that's returning. And again, this is our 17th episode on what to do on slow days when working in a barbershop or hair salon. And the answer is use the BAMP method to be very deliberate. You're going to be deliberate in your actions of crafting out how you want your day, your career to go. It is not going to happen, just by wishing and hoping and posting on social media. You have to do just a little bit more. And remember, if you do need some assistance, what Cheryl and I have to offer you
we're here.
guys is, let me just put it up right quick. Again, we have the Afro Hair Science Summit that's going to be happening this fall. And you can also email us at afrohairscience@gmail.com to get into the Afro Hair Science community of support and love and all that good stuff. Cheryl, you're going to close us out with any thoughts before we wrap this up?
I think that to ask Kilolo a question, how has public relations helped you?
Phenomenally. It
I
has
mean,
helped me.
I come to Cleveland.
Yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah. It helps me stay and connect with myself and my purpose. It definitely helps guide me, and it gives me confidence, and it keeps me creative. and that I can, be whatever I think of in the middle of the night. I can wake up the next day. I can get on Cheryl's damn nerves and say, I'm going to do it. I went to an event this weekend of the Extreme Hip Hop and was extremely inspired. The Extreme Hip Hop workout experience by this gentleman, Phil Whedon. I think that's his name. And so it's just things like that. So that's how personal relations have helped me. We're going to be back next week. And I know we always talking about young people. There's a lot of hate out here happening on young barbershops, young barbers, young hairstylists. And we don't necessarily mean in age, we mean in experience. So we're going to talk about, is the youth wasted on the young? The hate on young people entering the industry is real. And we're going to talk about, how do you guys overcome people who are always dragging and ragging on what Stefano and I used to, as we affectionately called you guys, the new jacks in the industry. We're going to talk about that because they coming down. Every time I talk to a person about new people entering the industry, they have nothing good to say. It's always how horrible. Really? I'm going to play a lot of clips about how horrible the new cosmetologists, the new barbers are. So we're going to help you guys out how to overcome the hate, all right? When you're young and you're new and you're entering the industry. We will be back this evening at 6 o'clock. And this topic today, Cheryl, is the one that I've been waiting for, especially after talking to you last night. Tonight, we're going to be talking about introducing you guys to our 4-part series about exposing the lies in the Black hair care retail world. So get ready to join us this evening as we get you guys set up for a wonderful 4-part series. You guys don't want to miss this. So get ready. Cheryl, thank you so very much. And you know what we say when we're signing off right here, and that is good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. Be deliberate. Go out and get that book by John Roberts. Again, it's called Secret Services, under $10 right there on Amazon or probably your local bookstore. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Deuces. So, you think you can do hair? Then join us every Monday at 12 o'clock on the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel.